Bastian, what was your takeaway from the game on Saturday compared to the games you guys had played the previous weeks?
I didn't think we created enough real chances. I think there were half chances for sure, but I thought they were sound defensively. They took away any half chances that could have been real chances, so it's a little difficult to penetrate them and get inside the box and get those shots inside the box.
When you look at it as kind of a holistic picture, 2 games at home, only 1 point from those 2 games, what's the kind of mood around the team about that, or do you even look at it that way?
Yeah, it's obviously upsetting. For us, we pride ourselves on being a good home team and a good road team. But first and foremost, we take care of our points at home, and I think that's what makes these past 2 games so difficult. We felt like we had possession. We scored 3 goals in 2 games, so you would think that we would get more points out of it. So, it's about not giving away goals, silly goals, because I think every time we've played from behind, it's been very difficult for us.
Cristian, how do you turn a half chance into a full chance? Is it the passing inside there? Is it the runs? How do you do that?
I think it's a bunch of different things. I think the pass has to be absolutely perfect or somewhat close to perfect. The run has to be 100%. There's a lot of times where we make a run not expecting the ball to get there, but I believe that if everybody in the box makes a darting run, something good will happen. Space will open. So it's a combination of a lot of things, and I think we just lacked that final moment in this past game.
It seemed like last year, as you grew in confidence, you were also more willing to kind of push up and aid the attack. Do you think you've been able to do that as much this year so far? Do you feel as free to kind of push forward and play that line as well?
I think it's a little bit of a different year. I think we are doing a really, really good job of taking care of the ball. I think our possession stats are really high, and I think that's why I'm not breaking into attack probably as much, because we have the ball and there's 10 guys behind the ball for the other team. So I think it's been a little bit difficult in terms of space and space opening up for me. So it's just a matter of doing my duty, and hopefully that little extra will come when we're on the break.
With that 3rd team in a row now that's sat back and put 9 or 10 behind, is that the book on how to beat Seattle now?
Maybe at home, people try to, or teams try to do that, just because of the overwhelming number in stats and possession and shots and crosses. They make it very difficult for us, and I believe that our team is good enough to play through that, to play through all that mess. We saw 3 goals against New England, who really packed it in after scoring 3 goals on us. So I don't think it's a matter of a style of beating us, but I do think that it's certainly an effective way of maybe maintaining us at some points and really driving into the middle of the goal.
Just going on the road then to Chicago, most teams when they're at home are going to play a little bit more aggressive.
I think so. I think when we're away, the other team tries to play a little bit more freely, and we've seen that in Montreal. We certainly saw that in Galaxy. The game just opened up for some reason, and I think that's part of playing at home. Every home team wants to establish a style and really take it to the visiting team.
How do you use that possession more? How can you become a little bit more vertical, a little bit more possession with purpose? Is that maybe quicker passes, kind of 1-2s, maybe somebody that's creating more wide? What can you do?
I think when we change the point of attack, we really need to change it in a quicker fashion. I think we've given teams time to shift a little bit more, because we pass it. We do 5-10 yard passes, and yeah, it's nice on the stats sheet, but it doesn't really it's not really an effective way to go about the game. So I think that's one way. Definitely another is passing, a little bit more vertically to Clint and Nico instead of going from side to side. You pass it to them in the soft areas and let them do what they're good at. Obviously, we can play over the top to Will and Jordan and play a little bit more direct in that way and receive second ball. So it's a little bit difficult to do all those things all in the same game because of the way teams are playing us right now. But we have to be more effective in that way.
When you were a young, I guess you're still a young player, but when you were kind of honing your craft and kind of becoming the player you are, was Bastian Schweinsteiger a player that you would watch and kind of maybe take notes from?
Anytime you encounter a world-class player like Schweinsteiger, you think back at his young days and what he was capable of. Obviously, he's still a great player, and he certainly made an impact for Chicago. And for me, I remember very vividly the 2006 World Cup, and that was almost his prime. So, I watched him quite a bit, and now it's a different Schweinsteiger for sure. A little more tactical sound, less athlete-like, but he's very smart in his movements, and we have to be aware of him at all times.